Hey, what's going on, guys? Your favorite Venti main, Joker, back at it again, once again. But today, we're not talking about Venti. No. We're talking about probably one of the more slept-on characters that is both an amazing early to mid-game DPS and a really goddamn good support for a late game. We're talking about Bennet. So I've been working on Bennet for a while.
Where'd that come from?
Got him to level 70, got his weapon up to level 70. Since, I'm adventuring 38 and I've been testing, and he is amazing. He is really, really good. So let's look at his abilities here. We have his normal attack, which is 5 rapid hits, plunging attack, yada yada. And then we have his R2 elemental skill, or his E, Passion Overload. So Bennet puts all his fire and passion for adventuring into his sword. Results may vary based on how fired up he is. With the pressed, it's just a swift flame strike to steal some pyro damage. Hold to charge it up. You can charge it up to 2 levels. Level 1, it strikes twice, dealing pyro damage and launching enemies. But level 2, he unleashes 3 consecutive attacks that deal a lot of pyro damage, but the last attack triggers an explosion that launches Bennet and the enemy back. Although, it's good to note, Bennet takes no damage at all from the launch. It might look like he takes damage, but he does not. Now, that will combo well with when you ascend him to level 4, his Fear Not, which is a must. Which is when you're in Fantastic Voyage, Passion Overload gets a crowd control reduction of 50%, and Bennet will not be launched by the effects of Charge Level 2. Now, I bet you're all thinking, hey, Joker, what is Fantastic Voyage? That is his Elemental Burst, or his Triangle or Q. It's an Inspiration Field. He leaps towards the enemy, performing a plunging attack, dealing pyro damage, and creating an Inspiration Field. This is what makes him such a great DPS support-esque character, especially late game, and allows him and others to tank. So how this works is if the health of a character in the circle is equal to or falls below 70% of their health will continuously regenerate, and regeneration scales on Bennet's max HP. But if the health of the character in the circle is higher than 70%, they gain an attack bonus that scales based on Bennett's base attack and applies pyro element to characters within the field. So they also can, you can swirl with your wind, your Nemo characters, or superconduct, overload, yada yada yada. His constellations, not really much of a requirement. None of these are shouting, this is overpowered. I mean, Unexpected Odyssey is nice to allow the attack to do more damage on the second hit of the level 1. True Explorer and Unstoppable Fervor are just leveling up stuff. When Bennet falls below 70% health, his regeneration's increased for Constellation 2. Good. Fires to me has 6. Sword, Claymore, Polearm wielders inside Fantastic Voyage's radius gain a 50% pyro bonus damage. Like, you see, they're all good. They're all good, but they're not, required. Constellation 1 is not required, but it's super highly recommended to at least get that, which makes his Fantastic Voyager's attack increase no longer have a HP restriction, which can make Bennet even more busted, and you get also 20% more basic attack. So as you can tell, Bennett's a character that you want to build max HP and attack, HP and attack on. You're perfectly fine if you get attack rolls on your artifacts.
Adventure team, assemble!
And so an attack Bennet, which is basically what I've been doing as a more of attack main DPS, but also can heal a little bit. For weapons, if you have the battle pass, the black sword I'm using, it may have crit in there, but it's fine. It increases the attack damage by 20%. While attacking, and you do get some more HP back. Another good option, a good option for free to play, is the Prototype Raincore. Really, really good option. Just to up your attack. Plus, it does attack and physical damage bonus, so That's nice. If you happen to have the flute could work as well for an attack-based Bennet. If you happen to get that out of a banner for more damage. Of course, the 5-star swords are going to be good. They're 5 stars. But, you know, if you're using the prototype rank core on another character, or like, you know, you're trying to go into late game and Bennet's just not putting enough DPS, and you already have a DPS player like Xiangling or Badu or Diluc, or, you know, you're like me and you're just like attack Venti. Or you're like using Fischl and you don't, like, you need someone who can heal on your team, but then, you know, you don't have Chi-Chi and you're not using Barbara, or you're in the Abyss in your past floor 4 where it requires 2 teams, and you're like, crap, I have Barbara on my first team, I don't have anybody for my second team, but I'm building my second team, I have Noelle, you know, to heal pretty good, but you just want that extra healing so Noelle can take a break, or you want Barbara to take a break. This is the man for you. And I'd highly recommend, if you're using a support build on Bennet, the Skyrider sword works really well. I have to have a lot, so I refined it to rank 5. Because it increases your damage a little bit when you grant an elemental burst and your movement speed, so that's nice. So when Bennet's out and he pops it, and you might do like a little attack string with him, you get a little attack for a couple seconds right before you swap. And it's a sword that has energy recharge, which is very nice. Energy recharge is always good for your DPS supports or support, so they can get their energy back and the timer can go down faster. Artifacts. For Bennet, I'm having a full Gladiator set with another item for attack main DPS Bennet, because you want your attack up. And also the 4-piece allows you to get more normal attack damage if you're using a sword, pole armor, claymore. Overall, pretty standard for what you want for a main DPS. But when you want to, if you want Bennet as a support, like a DPS support, or you want him to, you know, you want to transition, or you're already having him as that, like it's late game, and you're like, okay, I have my DPS, I got what I want, Bennet not putting in as much work as I want, or I just need a healer, some support. Sets I recommend are either the Sojourner set or this set right here, the Exile set, always good. So you can maybe rock like the Wanderers, 2-piece of the Wanderer set for Elemental Mastery, or the Sojourner set for Elemental Mastery, 2-piece of the Exile set for Energy Recharge to go up. Or, you know, you could rock 4 pieces of the Exile if you want to regenerate energy for other party members, while also using your elemental burst. So swords like Skyriders, and combo with like Exiles and Wanderer's Troop, that's pretty good there. Bennet I really like as a character, because you don't have to, like, if you get a HP increase like on your flower, it's not a total loss if you get other good rolls on your artifact. Because, like, you know, I'm like, oh, this is a really good flower. Dang. But it has HP and HP percentage. Aw. That does not really matter there on Bennet. Bennet will heal based on his HP, so everything is good there.
Let's go find some treasure.
So I'm going to just show you a little boss fight here, just to sort of show Bennet off. You do want to still constantly switch, but he can hold his own when needed. So I'll catch you when we're at the boss. So here we are at the Pyrovine. Actually, we're at the Pyrovine. And before I fight him, which I think he's a good test of Bennet's DPS, since, well, he is Bennett's level.
Where did that come from?
Some nice team comps that you can pair with him, of course,
Benny's
is
adventure team,
a Neo user, preferably a Sucrose or a Venti. And then having your main DPS, which in this case would be Fischl, and then maybe another healer like Barbara, Chi-Chi, Noelle. That can be a team. Or you can, like, maybe mix one of these out, like, I don't know, you have a Xiangling, right? You know, you can mix Xiangling or Diluc, like another Pyro user with Amber, even. Just so that way you could get the elemental resonance of just more attack damage. So that's an option too. In fact, I think I'm going to do that there. I'll keep Fischl because I personally enjoy Overload. and I'll slap on
sharpen my steel.
Xiangling to get the bonus damage. And let's see how good Bennet can do healing on his own. Shall we? Okay, this is the same element as Bennet.
Shadow Raven, let night fall.
Same element.
Adventure time. Here we go. Think you can get away?
Throw out Venti. Swap back.
Everybody stand back.
Everybody gets a buff and health. Our Xiangling's Pyro. Xiangling's a little under leveled, but that doesn't matter. Not our DPS at the moment. Bennet is. Swap to Venti. Swap back.
Off we go.
The healing of the Black Sword's coming into play. My personal preference here. Now it's down.
Everybody stand back. Let's play.
Look at, oh my god, I did not even pay attention. Look at this.
Let's light it up. Time for takeoff.
Nice damage, really nice damage. Getting a little bit low, swap off of him.
Oz, reveal thyself. Here we go.
Back to Bennet. Got that. Boom. Heals.
Midnight Phantasmagoria.
Get that down. Xiangling without the pyro. Go back to Bennet. Bend it slow, bend it slow, bend it slow. End it off with
Here we go.
Venti. There you go. So, yeah. I just wasn't really paying much attention to health there, but still, you saw the DPS there. Oh, another Gladiator's piece. A. So he can put out some good DPS and some good heals when his thing is up. Yeah, I got downed a little bit, like around the end of there, but I wasn't paying attention there. And I didn't have another healer, so again, Benny's not the best to rely on just as the only healer, because it would be nice to have like a Noelle or a Barbara or a Chi-Chi, so that way when his elemental burst is down, you know, he can take a break, and you can have Chi-Chi out to heal, or Barbara to heal, or Noelle to be healing.
Benny's adventure team.
So as the solo support, like the solo healing, can work, but you kind of need to pay attention to everything. But the more optimal way is to play him as like a DPS support. Have him out to DPS when you can, but you know, he's not your main, so keep that in mind. There's multiple ways to play him there. The DPS support, to be able to heal, paired with an actual person who's there mainly for healing.
Where did that come from?
Or play him as a main DPS. The main DPS works better in early and mid game, and the DPS support role works better late game. And, you know, hopefully you have a good leveled up, unlike me, a leveled up Xiangliang that's up to par. I mean, Xiangliang is somewhat up to par, because she is level 60, but like the main weapon that I have for her that I want, which is the Crescent Pike, is not up to par. So, and even then, the weapon that she has is not really up to par either. It's like 20 levels behind. But I had her there just for the bonus of Bennet. Better case scenario, you'd have Bennet with the healer and destroy him. Now you saw how much damage the combination. Of course, you want to constantly swap so everybody gets their energy. That it did to the boss. And that boss is the same level as Bennet, Pyro boss. So I'm not saying I build Bennet correctly. If you can fully build Bennet correctly, then, and like, you know, you have your good artifacts, got your talents leveled up, he can be a monster. And plus this is getting closer to late game, so I probably should have him like swap to more of a supportive role
Benny's adventure
in the
team,
future. Like maybe slap
assemble!
on a, I might just keep the Black Sword, but maybe just slap on some Exiles or something like that. Try to focus more on my official and my Xiangling. Since Benny's pretty up there, one of my highest characters. The only other ones that are close to him are... Well, my Venti's at the same level, and my official is 2 levels behind. So... Yeah, Benny, overall, really good character. Great, probably one of the best in my opinion. DPS support characters. Can pump out heals when needed. Can up characters' attacks just while they're standing in that field. They're getting bonus attack if they're above 70% health, which the thing will heal them up to 71% health before it switches to attack damage. But of course, they're not going to get 100% healing, so again, having a Barbara or Chi-Chi, if you happen to, you know, get lucky or you wail, would be nice to have to be able to back him up and also give him breathing space. Very underrated character in my opinion, but pretty freaking good. Very freaking good.
Good things
Definitely
come to those who
a
don't
DPS
wait
support
around.
for me.
That's what they
He was my
say
DPS
anyway.
main for a little while when
Oh,
I messed
my
with
luck.
him.
The opposite is probably true for
But
me.
now that my official has Rust, and I got her catching up to Venti and Bennet, and it's getting sort of late game, probably around AR 45, 40, AR 40, yeah. AR 40, somewhere between AR 40 and 45, I'm probably going to transfer Bennet over to a DPS support since I official, and then I finally got my Crescent Pike for Xiangling, so she can be a good DPS, and yeah, although until then he's still going to be my DPS. Till that happens, again, DPS early mid game, late game DPS support. Love this character. And I'm happy that I got him. I did not really mess with him when I got him there, but then I'm like, you know what, I'll give him a shot. I've heard he's actually pretty underrated. And, yeah, they weren't lying. So go ahead, if you have yourself a Bennet, by all means, go ahead and give him a shot. If you're needing a character for another team, or a character to give one of your healers a break, or just try to have a healer in general besides Barbara. Now, in the shop, though, if you happen to have Star Glitter, Bennet is available for this month. So I'm going to save up my Star Glitter as I get pieces, and hopefully I can get another Bennet to get my Constellation 1 Bennet, because again, if you're, like, Constellation 0 Bennet's
Let's go
fine.
find some treasure.
You don't need any of Bennett's constellations. They just, you know, are icing on the cake, except for maybe Constellation 1, so that way, you know, there's no longer an HP restriction. The attack increase is no longer restricted to the amount of HP. So that would mean that you're constantly, no matter what health you are on your characters, getting that attack bonus that's based on Bennett's attack. For the normal artifact perks there, you want, of course, the flower's going to increase health. You're going to want attack. Mostly attack or attack percentage. Or pyro damage bonus. This one's not that bad. Elemental Mastery is not that bad. Or Energy Recharge is really nice on Bennet if you're going support. Look for the main stat being Energy Recharge. And then, of course, you're going to want the normal substats of, you know, like attack and Energy Master, like Energy Recharge, Energy Mastery, Elemental Mastery, sorry. But HP is also a pretty decent stat there, because if I remember correctly, it will scale on Bennet's health, which will up his healing potential. Gladiator set, best set to go to for attack. If you want more oomph and Bennet, if you want him more as a DPS support, maybe again messing around with Wanderers for Elemental Mastery, or Sojourners, 2-piece works, or a 2-piece to 4-piece Exile set for Energy Recharge, because again, DPS support, you're mainly going to want Energy Recharge. So I hope you all enjoyed. Leave a like and let me know if you want to. Leave a like to let me know if you want more Genshin character guides. And subscribe only if you see fit. Hit that notification bell to stay notified of future Genshin videos and streams and videos of other games like Destiny 2 in the future. And catch you all on the next one. Hope you all enjoyed.